Hopefully by now, y'all know me, but I'm going to introduce myself anyway. I am Todd Taskell, the driving force behind Fandom Flashbacks, the social media community, as well as the business startup. Today I have an awesome guest. I haven't seen him in a long time. Y'all seen him in the last couple lives, but this is the first time I've seen him in about 12 years and actually got to sit down and chop it up with him. This dude, old high school friend, aspiring entrepreneur like myself, with a business he calls Domain Apparel. And the slogan is "Make the world your own," which I love. Please welcome Chris Weise. Chris, first I want you to kind of tell your story without me asking some questions. Kind of introduce yourself to the audience here.
All right, hey guys, Chris here for Domain Apparel. I've been, in and out of being an entrepreneur for the last, 10, 11, 12 years or so, I guess, ever since high school. I've always thought of business ideas and, got some stuff started up, but nothing ever really took off or really snowballed, or I'd give up and just try to move on to something else, take an office job, then go back to being an entrepreneur. But this time, I just finally sat down and I was talking to myself one day and I said, Chris, why don't you work as hard for yourself as you work for other people? And that really just stuck with me. And the last few months, we've been waking up every day, working hard, getting these shirts made, and hopefully establishing a brand here.
All right. And already, I told you there were going to be random questions pop up as you spoke. Already, I'm just like, man, that moment when you were like, well, because I'm pretty sure I've had that moment several times. Well, why am I working so hard for these people? And a lot of times it's just being unappreciated. Was that the issue, or is it just something that you felt like you wanted something that was your own, or both?
It's a little bit of both, honestly, and just, working in office jobs, working in all sorts of different jobs, you just kind of reach a breaking point sometimes where you're just thinking why am I doing all this for somebody else to benefit?
Yeah.
When it could just be, for your own gain, build a foundation for yourself for your future, and that's just kind of what I finally just keep coming back to over and over and over again. And that's just really stuck in my mind. That's what's making it work now.
Before you contacted me about this business venture, you actually contacted me about another one. Can you tell me about some of your other business ventures? What the ones that failed and the ones that you just kind of gave up on? What kind of ideas did you have?
Wow, I've had a lot over the years. Well, my mom, she helps people get their high school diplomas. She has a private homeschool here in Fort Worth, Texas. And I, at one point, started my own branching off business where we were just doing online only. And the reason why I just didn't pursue it, it just really wasn't my passion. I enjoyed helping the people, but, it's not something I just got up every day and just wanted to hit hard.
Let's do this.
Yeah, let's do this. It's just mostly staring at a computer screen all day, which was what I was trying to get away from, working in office jobs. Yeah. And I'm like, I got another office job. It's just my office happens to be at home. I'm just sitting at home bored most of the day. So, I didn't end up following through with that. The other idea I have, which, we might come back to in the future, is doing a social media service for local businesses in the area. My wife and I, we both worked at Microsoft for the social media team, so we picked up a lot of valuable skills there. And what we'd like to do is help small businesses such as ourselves, get more social media presence, like posting on their behalf, answering, Q&A from their customers if people are, asking on their Facebook page, Twitter handle, whatever it is, Instagram, just kind of handling all their social media for them. The reason why we kind of put that on hold is almost a year ago, my wife and I, we decided to kind of take a break from life, and we moved to Thailand for 6 months. So with the 12-hour time difference,
which, guys, that was some beautiful content just on his personal Facebook. It was amazing. I loved following this dude while he was spending his time in Thailand. It's awesome.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. But we had a few clients for the social media business, but ended up selling them to another firm because I just didn't have the time, especially with the 12-hour time delay. I wasn't able to answer Q&A with clients like I should have been able to. Might come back to that later in the future, but right now the shirt business is going great. Another business idea that we've been working on, which we also might come back to, is a valet trash pickup service. Have you seen those before?
No, I haven't.
So like a lot of people, like if you live in higher end apartment complexes, all you have to do is you just set your trash outside the door, and somebody comes along at night and picks it up. You don't have to take it. You don't have to take it to the dumpster. You don't have to bother with it. You know, they take care of it. If it's recycling, they take it to the recycling. They haul it off. I mean, some people live right next to the dumpster, but they still love that service. You just set it outside. But what we want to do
I'm too drunk for this shit.
Yeah, like the kids are arguing on whose turn it is. Like, no, just set it outside the door. That's all you got to do. But what we really want to do is we want to get it out of that just being in the high-end apartments and just make it affordable for any apartment complex to hire our services. You know, having that convenience is really a good selling point. That's going to get a lot of people to, and sign leases. If you have the same price, the same style room, the same location as everybody else, what can set you apart is having that, that valet trash service where all you have to do is just set it outside and it's taken care of. Worked on that for a while, but, also with the move to Thailand, we just decided to put that on the back burner.
Yeah.
And now that we're back,
kind of hard to pick up trash in the U.S. from Thailand.
A little bit. You have to get one of those real long gopher arms.
One of them little shark toys, just grab it.
Yeah, and there's been other business ideas, and just probably some I even forgot about. I'm just always coming up with them, but this is the one that's really just stuck for us. Something that my little brother and I have been doing. We've been working on it for almost a year now, but really hitting it hard the last 3 months. Just like every day, going out to the shop, just trial and error. You saw our box of shirts that we messed up.
Yeah.
Like screen printing shirts is really. It's half art and half science, because like if you mess up any part of the process, the whole shirt's gonna be messed up, and you just gotta like figure out how to learn from your mistakes. It's a real humbling experience, that's for sure.
And I love this. You said you've been doing it for about a year, but really hitting it hard the last 3 months. And the funny thing is the idea I've had for my business started like 2 years ago, and I've had the Facebook page up forever, and I just never got around to it a lot of times. Like I told you, a lot of it had to do with health issues and mental health, and finally getting on my meds and stuff and balancing out. But I've been hitting it really hard for the last 3 months as well. So we're really on the same playing field, which is interesting to me as far as getting these startups going. So I just found out something new. I didn't know it had only been that 3 months that you've been really going hard. So that's really cool to me. I'm very excited about it. Yeah, especially after what all I saw. Like, you definitely put in some work. What made you actually decide on doing the shirts overall, and what do you think was the I guess the quality of the environment and the quality of the business that really made you just keep going instead of dropping it like some of the others?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because like I said, I've had so many ideas I probably forgot half of them by now. The thing that stuck with me about screen printing shirts is that it allows you to be fully creative. Fully creative with anything you want to make. You can pretty much design. And it's a huge process, all the way from designing it on the computer to printing out the photo positive, to getting it onto the screen, to washing out the screen, to getting it onto the equipment, to calibrating the equipment, getting that ink on there, getting the test prints and getting the final print, and then drawing it. I mean, any stage of that process, you can mess it up. But that, I know it sounds weird, but like, I love that challenge. Like, I love that, like, trying to figure out that problem. Like, any job I've ever had, like an office job, I've always just gotten bored of it.
Because it's like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah, I mean, like, I actually, in 2011, 2012, I worked for the city of Fort Worth as a 911 call taker. And I quickly realized that like the only people that last there to retirement are the people that really just don't care about who's on the other end of that line.
Oh man, that's got to be a brutal job.
I just like I have to be involved. I have to like have something to work on, something to strive for. But when you're hearing like all these people call in, the same women calling in every week with the same boyfriend hitting them, the same like abuse happening all the time. And no changes happening. It's like, okay, we'll send the cops. I see how like eventually it gets from like me like genuinely caring to like some of the other people around me that I worked with are like, okay, he's there again. Okay, like not. You could just tell they did not care at all. And
they've become numb to it.
Yeah, just becoming numb to it.
That's not what people like you or me want. We're very. I think even not talking to you for about 12 years. Just through Facebook, I can tell that you're a real genuine person and you care about people. And I think a lot of that has to do with the businesses that we were pursuing. It seems silly, but those things can bring happiness to people. So I like that. And it actually does put smiles on people's faces and makes you care for humanity rather than
And like I said,
whatever.
Like any job I've gotten. And I've like any desk job, like I've just gotten numb to it to the point to where like, why am I here? What am I doing? What's the difference I'm making? And like, whenever you can just the other night I couldn't sleep at all because I was just thinking of shirt designs. I was thinking of letter placement, the size and difference, and like colors and shirt qualities and materials. Like I could not sleep because I was so excited, and I haven't felt that feeling since I was a kid.
And I've done that. A lot with trying to think about content and what I want to post. I never thought I'd create my own memes. I've created 2 in the last month, which I mean isn't a huge deal, but to me it is. I'm like, I never thought I'd do it. I never thought I'd sit down and actually make a meme. I just thought it would be good for the content, so I did it. The only other time I actually made memes was with pictures of my daughter, where I would do memes, which. Maybe I should post those later because some of them are actually pretty good, but we'll see where that goes. It was really funny to me that you contacted me to begin with, and like I know a lot of people. If you contact them, be like, "Hey, can you put me on?" Blah blah. A lot of people will get very.
Hey, I'm selling essential oils. And
and they'll get very. Well, I've already had somebody try to. Post like their post on my page, and I'm like, no, I don't want your car salesman stuff on my page. Like, but like you came to me and it wasn't as like, oh well, I want this for me. It was like, okay, what can we do for each other here? And that's how the conversation turned out. But before you actually contacted me, what was your real expectations of that? Did you have any expectations? What did you expect? What did you expect me to say or do?
Well, honestly, I wasn't sure what you were gonna say, but the thing is like since I've seen this guy start posting, he's been a machine. And you can tell that he's been grinding.
I don't even post enough, to be honest.
I can't even keep up with all the posts he's doing. Like, 'cause I'm always at the shop now. I'm busy with my wife or doing family activities, and I'm trying to keep up on my phone, seeing his page, and I mean he's posting good quality content, and I've seen his numbers, his fans grow from in the pretty much single digits all the way up to almost 500 now.
Yeah,
and I can just tell like this is the kind of person that I want to collaborate with because we're both working hard in our respective fields. I'm on the manufacturing side. And he's on the, you're on the marketing, selling, promoting, entertainment aspect.
I'm really big into the marketing of it.
You're a full on like multimedia. Got it all going on.
I have fun with it because I work. I do a lot of listing their stuff. So and I do it from the same platform at work that I do for my own stuff. And at some point, I just need a break. And like this whole weekend, I have off. I probably will list some stuff and post a couple of those things up. But what I really wanted was a brand first and get people's attention first. I don't want to go about it with the car salesman things. If somebody wants to buy, they'll buy.
Exactly.
If they don't, then
nobody likes.
All you're doing is scrolling through. It's a nerd thing. You can scroll through toys and be like, oh, that's cool, and it's still good content for you regardless.
Yeah.
So like if they want to buy, they will. So
and to follow up with your question is like, I can just see like with your page growing and the passion that you have for it, the passion I have for designing and making shirts. Like, you have an idea, you have a rough draft for an idea, you send it over to me. I'm like, I take it, I run with it, I come up with it on Illustrator.
My adrenaline is still pumping from this shirt. I'm so pumped about this shirt.
Like your shirt, I think it's mirrored on here, but we'll get a full shot of it later.
Yeah, I will definitely. But we're probably gonna post a picture of me wearing it soon, and I'm definitely gonna post the original design that you sent to me. I still have the picture of it, but I love it. It's awesome.
And I just love that he's into that you're into like fandom stuff, just like geek culture, everything, and like there's so much potential in that because like with my equipment, the sky's the limit. You can just dream any design up and we can make it.
Yeah.
Make it happen within a day or two. That's what's exciting about screen printing shirts is that whatever you want, we can make.
The other thing was that I want to talk to you about was the funny thing is when you came to me, I was like, man, I really don't know what I can even offer this dude to do. And it's funny that you said, well, you're posting content all the time. You're getting attention. I'm like, I didn't even, like, I love it. And I'm very humbled by it. But I didn't realize that it was getting enough attention for somebody else to seek me out. And that was very, very humbling. Where a lot of times when you reach out to people, they're like, no, I'm doing my own thing. It's like, and when you did, I was like, okay, well, let me see the product. I got to make sure it's something I support. But once I saw it, I was like, yeah, it's definitely, there's some geek culture in there for me that I can really make more content out of. We can do these interviews, and starting a business and getting funds for it can be really, really hard in the beginning. What were your first steps to getting like the equipment and everything and starting Domain Apparel?
Wow, yeah, a lot of saving. We had to save a lot of money up because the equipment doesn't come cheap.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Like once you have it,
that stuff is heavy duty.
Yeah,
guys.
Once you have it, it lasts a while, but it's not cheap. I was working another office job, and my brother he just graduated high school, and he wasn't sure what he wanted to do. He's going to college, TCC right now, but I was like, this guy, my little brother, is such a hard worker. He's an extremely hard worker, very driven, self-motivated guy.
Oh, and super smart. Guys, the last time I saw his little brother, he was like, what, 3, 4?
Yeah, he was.
So, like, and I met him today, like, as an adult, and I'm like, dang, this kid's super smart. Like, he's very smart, very motivated, I can tell.
Yeah, so I just knew, like, man, AJ and I need to do something together, because with his drive and, my skills that I've acquired over the years, we could definitely put something together. So we decided to go 50-50 on this business and, get all this equipment, did all the research. Most of it, like 95% of everything is just YouTube research. And for you guys out there, the greatest sin humanity commits in this modern era is that you have like the combined knowledge of everything possible in your pocket. All you have to do is just pull out your phone and start looking up things. Yeah. You can find out anything about anything. We're like completely self-taught through YouTube and Reddit and just other screen printing forums.
And a lot of people take this internet thing for granted on learning stuff, as well as what I've been learning is by watching motivational videos about starting business. And a lot of people take the exposure for granted. They don't realize how much they can really get attention by putting it on Facebook and posting every day content. Like, content, bring in content and put out content. Both ways. It works both ways. There's unlimited either way. You want to learn something. You want to put out something. I love that.
Yeah.
Also, you touched on Thailand a little bit. You've been there. You've actually lived there in 2 separate time spans. I want to seeing you post. It's like I know this is cliche. You're living your best life on there. Tell me about that. And did you get any judgment from anybody, or what it took to make that decision, that type of thing?
Yeah. Well, like kind of like the running theme of this whole interview. It's just like I get numb to things, I get numb to office jobs, the same thing, the same routine every day, like I wanted to do something more with my life. I just wanted to like live a life that's like beyond this desk, that that I'm always sitting behind, no matter what job I'm at. If it's like working at home, like the business I was telling you about, just sitting behind a desk, working in all the different offices, just sitting behind the desk. Like I want to live a life beyond the desk.
Yeah.
And so on our, for those of you that don't know, my wife and I, we've been together for almost 14 years now. So since she was 16 in high school and I was 16, our 10-year dating anniversary, we decided to go on a 2-week vacation to Thailand. I had been there before on a college study abroad trip. That was only for about a week and a half to the actual Thailand part. The other part, we were in Vietnam. But I loved it so much, I always told her about it all the time. Finally, our 10-year anniversary came up. She was like, where do you want to go? What should we do? I was like, what about Thailand? So we booked a package on Groupon, of all places. Actually got a great deal. Worked out perfectly. Had a great time. Went over there, came back, and just like, wow, we just kept talking about it every day. Like, man, Thailand was great. Thailand was great. Man, what if we lived? Nah, that'd be crazy. It'd be crazy if we moved there, wouldn't it? And then I was like, I don't know. Let me see if it's possible. So I started looking up people on YouTube, and like I found vloggers on YouTube, people that live there, people posting like their daily life stuff, people posting like cost of living videos and how much it actually costs to live there. And we're like, wow, this is doable. Like, oh, holy cow.
That's awesome.
And so eventually we just got to the point where we were just both, again, hating our jobs. So we're like, you know what? Screw it.
I'm done.
Bought one-way tickets over there. Sold off all of our large possessions, bed, furniture, appliances, all that. And we ended up taking an 8-month trip on our first trip. Just deciding, see how long we can last over there. See like what we can do. We got a lot of judgment. Like, shouldn't you guys be having kids by now? Shouldn't you?
Oh man.
Shouldn't you be settling down?
Funny story.
Isn't traveling for like 18-year-olds? And all that?
I gotta get into this one because it actually does make me laugh. It was probably about a year ago that my mom said this. She goes, "Well, when are you gonna have another? When are you gonna have another grandbaby for me?" I was like, "Mom, you realize I have not dated in 5 years. Like, how irresponsible do you want me to be?"
Hey, she just wants results.
I'm like, you're skipping a huge step here.
So yeah, we took that trip. We came back because we missed family a lot. It was a lot. That was the hardest part, missing our family and our pets. My little brother was watching our cats for us. Oregon. We're like, you know what? I think 8 months has been long enough. So we came back, but guess what? After another year, we were sick of it again, and then we took
Let's go.
Took a 6-month trip. We just got back at the beginning of April, and here we are now.
Yeah, going hard on some business there.
Yeah, now we're like, okay, let's plant some roots.
Okay, yeah. So now we're ready to settle down here.
Yeah, work hard for a couple years and then retire.
See what happens. This is really, really interesting to me. Like when you contacted me, I did ask you. I was like, okay, so I need to see pictures of the product because I wanted to make sure that it related to what I wanted to put out there and would make sense for my audience. And you showed me the shirt you're wearing now, the Game of Thrones shirt here, and and then he sent me one of the Super Saiyan shirt, which I'm gonna post that picture with this video later so they can see it and show them what it really looks like. But it was really cool.
I gotta get one of those made for you.
Oh man, I'll be so pumped.
Yeah.
And then you sent me one of the basically like your logo, your Domain Apparel, and the slogan, "Make the world your own," right? Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is I was like, okay, Game of Thrones. Dragon Ball Z, and I will not mislead my audience in any way. I am a nerd, but those are happen to be two nerdy things that I don't know a whole lot about. I do love that Super Saiyan shirt. It still looks badass, regardless of how much I know. And I was like, so the shirt's going to be good for the audience, but it was really the slogan that got me, is make the world your own. Because with my business and the online community I'm starting here, you know, doing your own thing was very, very important to me. So I really like that slogan. Did you plan on having that slogan make an impact? Or where did it come from?
Just kind of came from that running theme of my life. Like we've been hitting on is just like, you know, Domain Apparel is just like, you know, we believe that whatever environment you're in, that is your domain. You got to make it your own. Mind is always more powerful than anything out there. Just like the power of your own mind, you know, your confidence, your charisma, that's just like, that's what people see. And by, you know, having that as our like brand and our slogan, you know, I think that's really going to resonate with a lot of people. It's like, you know, Domain Apparel, make the world your own. Make the world your own in many ways. Whatever way you want it to be. You know, we leave it open-ended like that for our customers.
Well, see, like I said, that really appealed to me. I think in high school, I've always been one to be very individualistic, where I wanted to express myself every way I could. In high school, it was definitely clothing.
I remember that.
Oh yeah, definitely clothing.
Mr. Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, those Hawaiian shirts, man. I wanted to be bright and loud, and back then I was actually kind of quiet as far as, you know, my actual speaking to people and socializing. But that was how I got loud, and then people started pointing out. Then I had to speak up for myself, and now I still wear kind of a bunch of nerdy stuff, but no Hawaiian shirts, no loud colors. Unless it actually relates to the theme. But I've always done things that I've decorated my house that way. Y'all have seen pictures of the toys that are up on my shelves. I love expressing myself any way I can, and that's what I liked about the Domain Apparel thing. Was, you know, to me it felt like pursue your happiness, be you, almost fuck what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
And I love that.
That's what we're going for.
So yeah, I'm really excited about this venture we're about to go into. As soon as he gives me the go ahead, I will be putting some of these pictures of his shirts online. I will be listing some of them as soon as he gives me the go ahead, and I will put that link up for y'all to check out. So be ready for that, guys. And check us out on the next interview, because he's going to interview me next. And I have no idea what he's going to ask, so let's go.